Haven't done that in a while. What is up, my MacLarius? It is CamMac238, and we're here with another reaction video. I just reacted to Drag vs. Godzilla. That was amazing. I did not say this in the last video. Hey, I just hit 10 subscribers. Yes, I am in a double digit now, which is amazing. Thank you guys for subscribing to my channel and watching the video. Some of my friends subscribe to it, of course. So shout out to them for subscribing to me. Yeah, I just hit double digit. People react to my clips, Dota E clips, Fortnite clips. Of course, I had to find some funny moments on there too. I think I'm doing so well on YouTube straight on there and TikTok. So yeah, thank you guys for subscribing to me and thank you for letting me hit 10 subscribers. We got 10. Well, that's whatever to say. You know what? Yeah, 90 more subscribers to go. 90 more subscribers, and then after that, we're gonna hit 1,000. We're gonna hit 10,000. We're gonna hit 100,000. We're gonna hit 500,000, and then we're gonna hit 1,000,000. I'll be on top of the world. I don't care if I'm top of the world. I just want to be successful and love what I'm doing. Computer science and YouTubing and game design. But yeah, I have not reacted to this yet. It's been a month, I believe, right? Since I reacted to Dan Albert. When this video came out. I 2 months ago. Wow, okay. So I reacted to his video on which other game for that was from Dan Albert video, like which of the game was the best from the first Ratchet Clank Jacket, that's the Sly Cooper, second one, the sequel, and then the third one for the trilogy, the end of it when on PS2 era, of course. And now he is ranking the Jack, Ratchet, and Sly PS2 trilogy. And I want to see what he thinks about this. I want to see if I agree with him or not as well. So let me shut up and react to this video. Let's go on this journey.
Over the past month, I replayed the Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, and Sly Cooper PS2 trilogies, making
Sir,
videos comparing each game along the way. And if
I
the
reacted
comments
to
on
it
these
too.
videos
Had
are
to use one of
anything
his
to go
thumbnails.
by, you guys definitely had strong opinions. So today, I'm adding even more fuel to the fire by putting all 9 of these games into one tier list, completely
Yes.
unscripted, based purely on how much I enjoyed replaying them. Also, if you like this video, consider subscribing.
You know, I should
Starting
subscribe
off
to him.
with Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. And my favorite part of
Now, before he say what he's ranked this, well, no. I'll wait till what he said. I tell him I said what was my rank of this is.
about this game is the movement. Not just the move set itself and how fluid it is, but the animations behind that movement are still amazing to today.
is still
Combining that on top of a great world, having a day-night cycle back then was revolutionary. I really did enjoy the eco part of Jak and Daxter. What happened though towards the end is I feel like there was cut content, or maybe they ran out of time. I really feel like the red eco aspect wasn't utilized as much. And speaking about cut content, I feel like the end of the game with the Red Sage's lab and that whole hub area felt rushed to me. Like you got 4 or 5 power cells from the one trader. It just felt like they were rushing towards the end to find places to put these power cells. But besides that, I really enjoy the game now. I still think it holds up probably the best out of every single game in my opinion. So for that, I'm going to put Jak and Daxter in S tier. And then on to Ratchet and Clank.
Interesting. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad that he put in the S tier. But and his opinion is I do like his opinion on this too as well. But in my perspective, I would give this game an A. That the game is good. It's just that I like the gameplay of it. I love like the soundtrack of the score music of this as well. It's just like the first Jack that's a game I played with Jack 2. And I expected the first game like that as well, but it wasn't like that, and that's my kinda like kind of went down for me a little bit, but the game was still fun. So yeah, I'd put that game in the A. I mean, it's good. I put it in it's not a bad thing, but it's like it's fun and everything, but I put it in the A. I like it. I like it. Now, my childhood hero of the game, PlayStation, right?
Clank one. Playing through
I
this
think you guys
again
will be
recently,
shocked
I remember the story
what
pretty
my
much
grade will be on
one
this.
for
Or
one from
surprise.
when I was a kid. I did enjoy the weapon variety in this game,
Yes.
and it also still kind of being a platformer. I was reading a lot of the comments because I do try and read them all. People were saying that part of the charm is you have each weapon for individual use cases. And I don't know if I'm a selfish player and I like to play my own way, but I personally prefer just using the guns that I felt were fun. I really enjoyed the blaster, but it was terrible. It was really, really weak. The auto aim kind of sucked. And just combining that with the lack of strafing.
But it's
now,
fun,
I know
though.
a lot of people said that you could
I like the
strafe
glow
with
for
the thruster
Doom.
back. I completely missed that. It was a really strong entry. It
And
had
the Rhino.
core of all of the Ratchet and Clank games was here. If I'm being completely honest with myself with this recent playthrough, I think that Ratchet and Clank 1 really is probably C tier.
Whoa!
And then we have
Whoa, really? A C?
Ratchet and Clank games was here. If I'm being completely honest with myself with this recent playthrough, I think that Ratchet and Clank 1 really is probably C tier.
I gave that game
And
an
then
A. And well, I C is crazy. A C is insane, Dan. Really? Dan. Dan. Come on, Dan. How could you, Dan? Now I'm kind of afraid of what you're going to say about Sly Cooper.
have Sly Cooper one. Now, I really enjoyed the Sly Cooper games. A lot of people said that I just hate Sly. That is not the case. I actually really enjoyed the art style and the comic book type of thing that they got going on. And I did kind of look it up before that this was Sucker Punch's first PS2 game, and they made a game that was able to compete with those heavy hitters back then, or still are, Naughty Dog and Insomniac. I think Sly Cooper is 100% on the same level of these two games. It's just that it's a stealth-focused game, and it's different from the combat of the other two. Probably my most disliked feature, and if you watched my other videos, you'll know, is the auto balancing thing where you just jump at something and push circle. That was, for me, it feels like I had guardrails.
I mean, that's
it was kind of doing the work for me, kind of taking the platforming out of it, but I understand why they did it. Anyway, ranking Sly Cooper 1 against the other ones, I honestly think Sly 1 is B tier.
Golly, am I being nice or something by ranking the game by set? I get that game an A. A B not bad, but an A? But for me, it's an A. I like the game. It's fun. I like the sound. Again, I like the gameplay of it. I love Sly gameplay. I love the villains in this game. It's up there for me. Now we're on to Jack 2. Now we're on to the sequel now.
Then we've got Jack 2. This is probably the most dramatic change in any of the sequels.
Yeah.
They did try and do a GTA type of thing. The biggest
it's
complaint
awesome,
I've got
though.
with Jack 2, 100% has got to be the map size. I know a lot of people said, oh, it only takes 2.5 minutes to get from one side to the other. My problem is when I have to travel 2.5 minutes to start a mission by talking to someone, and then travel 2.5 minutes to the other side of the map just to start that mission, and then drive 2.5 minutes all the way back to talk to that person once I've completed the mission. It really artificially inflates the game. I did enjoy the addition of guns into Jack. I wish we could be in a different timeline where we could have seen what the Jack sequels would have been like if they didn't go down this route. Addition to the guns, I found the shooting, the auto aim is kind of weird. You kind of have to do this little shuffle forward every so often to get him to lock onto a target, and this causes you to obviously get closer, and if it's an enemy, that'll do damage when you hit them. It can get kind of frustrating, but I guess that's part of the difficulty. And speaking about difficulty, this game has a crazy spike in difficulty. I think it might be the hardest out of all 9 of these games.
Yeah, I could hear about my rank on this too as well.
2, though, is the story. I loved the corruption of the Baron, and the whole
plot
thing with the time
twist
travel.
is
I'm
insane.
really trying not to spoil
the
this
Jack
because
3
there was a lot
plot
of
twist
people
is
in my
insane
comments
too.
that said they haven't played the Jack trilogy or the Sly trilogy or the Ratchet trilogy. I'm really trying not to spoil these games because they are really good. You should play them. I do think Jack 2 is high B tier.
I gave that game
Okay,
an S.
and then we've got
That's
Ratchet
like one of my
Clank
favorite
2,
Jack
and
and
this was
game
really
all time.
cool. Playing them back to back, especially that back then they used to listen to the feedback and then implement changes into the sequels. I do love the addition of strafing. I think it works really well in this game, and you've got some of the weapon progression from Ratchet and Clank 3. I'll go into that in Ratchet and Clank 3 section, but as for now, I do think Ratchet and Clank 2 is the beautiful middle child between Ratchet 1 and
So y'all, let me do something real quick. Look at this. Okay, just want to make sure. I'm putting the video out at 1:30. All right, now
and 3
back to it.
before it lost the charm of Ratchet and Clank 1's levels and it went full gunplay with less charmed levels, but it's got the charm of Ratchet and Clank 3's gunplay with the levels still. So it's like that crossover. I think it's that beautiful mix. Probably the worst thing in this game is the story. I found the story really, really forgettable. I strongly dislike reusing villains, whether it's in TV shows, movies, video games, whatever. I don't like it when they reuse villains from previous
I'm
titles.
not mad. I'm not mad with
coming back. But ranking Ratchet and Clank 2, I personally, for my own ranking, I think Ratchet and Clank 2 is S tier below Jack.
Oh,
But
you guys could be mad at me right here. I put that game in a B. Now, I understand people. This is like people when they start playing Ratchet Clank 2002 and they see this as an upgrade from the first one to the second one. Understandable. I agree with y'all guys as well. It's just that I don't like the final boss. Saw enemies, that freaking Yeti snow monster was hard. The boss fight on the planet, not the alien one, the one on the Doug Phillips leader was hard. And it just, yeah, that's it. That's it. And you know what? Let's add this in here too. I used the lava gun. I once saw lava gun the first time. I'm like, I don't really know about it. How do you play gun like that? I don't really play use weapon like that. But the lava gun was actually pretty fun until the upgrade with the meteor gun. I used it. I'm like, I don't really like it like that, man. Why like replay the game? It's like, no, that's actually like suck. But I put the game on the B. It's a good game, but not an S tier for me. Sorry. Be mad at me. I don't care.
I definitely think it's the best mixture between Ratchet and Clank 1 and Ratchet and Clank 3. I think it's the best middle ground. And then we're on to
favorite Sly
2.
Cooper
This
game.
was probably one of the most controversial ones in the comments. A lot of people argued about Sly 2. And I'm being fair here. I did have a lot of fun playing it. I really enjoyed the story. I think that was probably one of the strongest points of Sly 2 was the story. I really enjoyed that it felt like a spy movie and that everything that we were doing in the new mission or the new episode as the game went on was to accomplish the goal of getting the body part of Clockwork back. I really, really enjoyed it. Like the taking photos, the sleuthing around, preparing for the final mission where it all comes together, I thought was really, really good. But where the game really kind of slows down for me is, number one, it's really long. I felt it really, really long.
Come on, Dan. What's wrong with playing game that's long, man? Come on, Dan. Come on, Dan. Really? I haven't watched this video in a long time, so not a long time, but a while. But still, Dan. Come on, Dan. Dan. Dan.
Is number one, it's really long. I felt it really, really long.
What's wrong with having long
games? Missions can drag out, like the following missions where you've got to follow somebody. I am not a fan of that.
I'm a fan of that.
Some of those missions can get repetitive. They were used across multiple hub worlds. And the last thing I'll say about Sly 2, which this might just be a personal thing, specifically in Sly 2, I enjoyed playing as Sly more. I kind of dreaded having to play as Bentley and Murray. I really enjoyed playing Sly. I wanted to play Sly.
Really?
I didn't want to play the other two. Sly 2, I think is A tier for sure. I think it's a great game.
Okay, and I'm mad at that.
Then
I put that in S tier though.
3. I think they really doubled down on the guns here. They added 12 in total from the previous game's 4, which is always a good thing. I really do enjoy
I like the
more
guns.
Where I think Jak 3 gets let down in the combat kind of department was just that one gun. And I did read some of the comments, and it might just be that type of gun. I'm old, and I find myself just using the best, most efficient tool, that being the reflector beam gun. But besides that, they fixed Dark Jak and they added in Light Jak with more utility. Light Jak, I seem to just use the heal more than anything in combat. When I would start to get low, I would just heal myself. And I did like the desert aesthetic. I feel like in my video, I probably should have articulated myself a bit better. I really did enjoy the desert feel. The Marauders, I just could not stand. They were so annoying. They were just designed to slow you down. Maybe that was on purpose. I don't know. Just to get in your way. They're just a nuisance more than anything. And then the last thing with Jak 3 I want to touch on is the story. For me, it literally goes out of the world. I think it expands too much. I like Jak 2's story over Jak 3's. I think they got a little bit overzealous with everything, the precursors in the time travel. I'm really trying not to spoil these games, but I think they just went too far. But for me, I don't care. They should play this game. Overall, they should have played this game. Better than Jak 2, just not in the story department. I think Jak 2's story is better, but I think Jak 3 is better than Jak 2. I'm going to put Jak 3 in A tier.
Not bad. I'll put that game
And
in an
moving on
S for
to
me.
Ratchet and Clank 3. This is where the series, I think, departed too much from the platforming sections. In my most recent video where I covered Ratchet and Clank 3, I only mentioned that there's the 5 weapon levels, but in the New Game Plus variant of Ratchet and Clank 3, I think it might be 8 levels in total, or 10 maybe. The guns just
Probably
keep getting
10,
better
yeah.
and better. And on top of that, you have to purchase all of those weapons, and then you can purchase all of the armor as well. So the game definitely has got a lot more replayability than all of the others, I think.
But they're
Combat-wise, this is the
tough,
best by
though.
far in the series, I think. They went all out. I really enjoyed the combat in this game. As I said, I think it just leans too far to the combat side and too far away
I
from
love the
the
soundtrack
platformer
of it right
vibes
now.
of the first one. I think Ratchet and Clank 3 is S tier. I
I
think
agree.
it's really
It's
good.
an
I
S.
think
It's
Ratchet
an
and Clank
S.
3 is S
It's
tier.
an S. It's a major
Okay, and then
upgrade
we've
from that
got
game.
Sly Cooper 3. And I actually really enjoyed this game. I feel like it was
I do
more
too. I
bright
love Slide
than
3.
the second game. A bit more alive than the second game, if that makes sense. I feel like the pacing was a lot better. I felt like I was checking them off a lot faster than I was in the second game. I did like a lot of the variety in the missions. They did have a lot of strange mini games going on there. And I
I
also
like the
did
minigame. I like
enjoy
that
playing
minigame with
as
the airplane.
Bentley and Murray in Slide 3. It did feel like a bit of a chore and a drag in Slide 2, but I enjoyed it in Slide 3. I can't put
Oh,
my finger on why it's different, but it definitely felt better playing as Murray and Bentley. Also, the story I thought was fantastic. The way they wrapped it up
yes.
at the end, it was probably the best out of all of these trilogies. The
I
way
like
that they
this
wrapped it up,
trilogy.
I
I
did
like the
enjoy
story
kind
too.
of like that cliffhanger that they left for the next studio to pick it up and continue on the series, because I think Sucker Punch said that they were done after Sly 3. That being said, I think Sly 3 is high A tier. I think it's above
It's the
Sly
S for
Cooper
me.
2. I actually
That's the S
enjoyed
for me.
Sly 3 more than I did Sly Cooper 2, and I do think that that was just personal preference. This was me
Ratchet Clank
playing
in the
them for the
sea is
first time.
crazy.
I did
Oh
play
man.
Sly Cooper when I was young, but I never played Sly 2 or Sly 3, so this was my first time playing both of them. And that's my tier list for the Jack and
Oh, okay.
Daxter,
So maybe
Ratchet and
that's
Clank,
why
and
you put
Sly
these
Cooper
games like
PS2
low.
trilogies. This was completely unscripted and just purely based on how much fun I had replaying them. But let me know in the comments if you disagree. I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of people.
Man, I'm gonna say it to you in your face. I disagree. Ratchet Clank being a C. That's your opinion. I know, but I gotta disagree with that. That's one of my favorite games. Same thing with Sly Cooper and David Raccoon. A B, okay. I ain't mad at that, but I put the game in an A. What else was in a B? What was it? What else was in a B? Jack 2. No, no, no. It should be an S in my opinion. But I ain't mad at your ranking. I ain't mad at your ranking like that. I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna complain about this for 24/7 a day. I got a life, Airhead. I got a life. Okay, but not a bad video, man. Not a bad ranking. That's your opinion, and keep doing you, man. Keep doing you. Maybe we could collab one day. Yeah, but yeah, that's his ranking of all the trilogy of the game. I did my ranking as well. You could just go on my channel. You just scroll all the way. I don't feel I'll put a link on the description. I don't really want to. But yeah, yeah, like y'all like yeah. Let's see what y'all guys think of my ranking. I mean, you guys already heard my ranking, but that's like all the PlayStation games that I rank on there in the YouTube video. And if y'all guys do watch it, ignore. Sorry about the echo. I just started doing streaming YouTube, so sorry. But yeah, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching the video. You guys like it, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel to see more content like this. See you guys in the next one. Peace out, my hilarious.